Greg, do you have a minute? What are you doing right now?
What's up, Mom? I'm at home now.
And Riley?
Riley went out shopping.
Ugh. Greg, won't you stop doing this?
What? What do you mean?
Not what do you mean? Making your wife go out shopping alone while you laze around the house. You should be driving her and carrying the shopping. And how about helping out a little around the house? You're so inconsiderate.
Sorry, but Riley said she was going out shopping with her friend today. I didn't think she'd want me to tag along.
Don't make excuses. You're so quick to try and worm your way out with butts. Is this how you were raised?
Sorry.
Riley told me about you the other day. You never help with housework, and you go out drinking until late every night. If you can't bring in enough money to make ends meet every month, the least you could do is help out around the house.
I don't go out partying. And I bring in more than enough money to make ends meet. But Riley?
Don't blame this on Riley. She's supporting the finances working part-time because you don't earn enough. But you don't show her the slightest bit of gratitude. You're uncooperative at home and you spend your days off lazing around. And to top it all off, you have the nerve to blame my daughter because there's no money. Have you no shame?
Sorry.
Good grief, you're so quick to blame others or try slacking off. I want to see your parents' faces. Oh, your parents aren't around anymore, are they? Is that why they couldn't raise you properly?
My parents have nothing to do with this.
Anyway, if Riley's out shopping, then there's only one thing for it. Come over to my house immediately.
What?
I want you to weed the garden and clean out the cupboards if there's time. I want you to clean the gutters, too.
Didn't I just come on my day off last week?
This week, too. Do you think that just because Riley's not here you can spend your entire day slacking off? I won't allow it.
Today's the first day in ages I've got all to myself. Give me a break.
Quit your whining and get over here now. I'm gonna beat that Ron character of yours back into shape. I'll show you what it means to respect your in-laws.
Hey, Riley. Got a minute?
What's up? I'm kinda in the middle of eating with my friend right now.
Well, I've wanted to say this for a while. Would you stop bad-mouthing me to your mom? Saying stuff like I don't bring in enough money or don't do housework? Stop filling her head with nonsense.
What? What's the problem with blowing off a little steam to my mom?
But because of that, she's sending me hateful messages every day. She won't listen to a word I've got to say.
Well, it's true that you don't bring in enough money, isn't it? You fail to make ends meet every month and we can't save anymore. So I have to work part-time to support the finances.
The reason we have no money is because you spend it without thinking. And you and your mom say you support the finances. But all you do is help out a little at the bakery your friend started. Can you really call bringing in less than $150 a month supporting anything?
God, you're annoying. It's not about the amount. I wanted to be a stay-at-home housewife. I'm only working for you because you don't make enough. Surely that alone provides you with emotional support. You should be grateful.
What kind of reasoning is that? Anyway, stop filling your mom's head with weird nonsense already. She even mocks my dead parents. Says she's gonna beat my rotten character back into shape. Calls me over to her house. Works me like a slave and ruins my days off. It's stressful, damn it!
She's trying to educate you because your parents aren't around. Teaching what it means to respect your in-laws. To call that stressful? You're disgusting.
My parents only died 3 years ago. I was already an adult by then. So calling it education is just weird. And respect isn't something that can be forced.
Wow. Do you ever shut up? I was enjoying a drink with my friend and you ruined it. You're the worst. You make me sick.
You're the one who's sickening. Going off complaining to your mom about me? Degrading me with your hateful comments despite me working my ass off? Forced labor on the days off I hardly ever get? I've had enough! Just stop it!
Oh? You think you can talk to me like that? I was kind enough to marry you even though you have no parents. You got some nerve, haven't you?
I'm not your family slave! I'm done being your yes man!
I am livid. You've gone and done it now. You won't get away with this. Prepare yourself.
Good morning, Greg, you little Ingrid. You have no intention of reflecting on your behavior, do you?
Good morning, you little ingrate. What a lovely greeting.
Riley told me everything. How much does she have to get hurt before you'll be satisfied? Telling her she should be earning more, that she's disgusting, despite the fact she's working so hard.
I said nothing of the sort. Are you both completely nuts?
Be quiet, you demon! You won't get away with it this time. If you dare take such an arrogant attitude with me, Riley will go through with what was left on the table.
You mean the divorce papers in the living room? I saw her signature was written neatly on them.
Consider this a warning. Riley will be relaxing, recuperating here at home. Unless you reflect on your behavior and fix your attitude. She can stay here forever as far as I'm concerned.
Are you serious?
Of course I'm serious. So if you don't want to be divorced, show some remorse for what you've done. Come here, get down on your knees and apologize. Promise to start making more money and helping around the house. We're being extremely generous by offering you this chance. You won't be getting another one.
But what if Riley's not satisfied even after that? If I can't live up to her standards, will she really divorce me?
Of course. If you can't make enough to support her, get a divorce.
Okay, I'll divorce her then.
What?
Her signature's already on the papers, so I'll go and hand them in now.
Wait a minute! Why would you do that?
Think about it. Let's say I did change jobs and make more money. Let's say I started doing all of the housework. Riley would still find something to complain about, because her dissatisfaction knows no bounds. We'd probably still end up divorcing anyway. In that case, isn't it better just to get it over with now? It appears we'll have your blessing after all. You have no complaints, right?
Of course I do. I won't allow you to divorce. The divorce papers were only meant to make you reflect on your behavior. You weren't supposed to actually file them.
By reflect, what do you mean I should reflect on? I haven't done anything wrong.
Like hell you haven't. Riley told me I know everything. On top of not making enough money, you hardly bring any of it home. You leave all the housework to Riley while lazing around on the sofa. You show her no gratitude for working part-time and supporting the finances. And there are plenty more things for you to reflect on besides that. It's all your fault for not being able to provide for your wife.
Since we've come this far, I may as well just tell you. Riley is the reason we never have enough money.
Huh?
I bring home $2,000 a month. That covers the rent and utilities. We pay our contracts separately. My salary covers almost everything. It's more or less a normal figure for a couple living together.
What, you make that much? That's quite a lot. So why do you never have enough money?
Because Riley wastes it like you wouldn't believe.
Huh?
Clothes, shoes, bags, whatever she can get her hands on. Nearly every day. She goes out with her friends and spends whatever she likes on lunches and dinners. She's eating up our livelihood.
What? Riley's doing that?
And what's more, that bakery she works at part-time, she uses the family finances to give them loans. Almost half of our money goes on that.
Loans? That much? Why would she do that?
The bakery her friend started because of her hobby is so poorly run that it's always in the red. so she gives them money to supplement their failing finances, because she wants to win her friend's approval. No matter how much I tell her to stop or try hiding the money, she just flips out and says, "Are you saying I should abandon my struggling friend?" Then destroys my stuff or hits me until I hand it over. So I end up reluctantly giving it to her.
Oh my god. There's no way my Riley would lay hands on anyone. She's a kind girl. Besides, I've never seen you with any cuts or bruises.
She only hits me where my clothes will cover up the marks. My stomach and back are black and blue. She's actually quite good at it. Just how exactly did you raise her? I want to see her parents' faces.
You're lying. Riley would never.
Since we can't make ends meet due to all of her spending, as well as my daytime job, I've started working through the night at a convenience store to bring money in. Even though I'm exhausted and sleep deprived every day, you call me over so you can boss me around on my days off. My body and mind are wrecked, and I can't take it anymore. No matter how much you tell me to earn more or work more, I can't. I'll never live up to yours or Riley's image of an ideal husband. Let's divorce, amicably.
No, wait. Don't be so hasty. To think Riley's so wasteful. I had no idea.
Give the excuses a rest. It's not that you didn't know, it's that you weren't interested. You always ignored everything I said.
Please! I'll give her a thorough telling off. Please just wait with the divorce.
No! I'm sick of you both manipulating me. As for the physical abuse, I've already got a medical certificate from the doctor. And I've been taking detailed photos of everything she broke. I can apply for the divorce on those grounds instead if you want.
Oh my god!
She'll also be paying me damages and covering my medical bills, which means my lawyer will be getting involved. I left my lawyer's business card at your house. See to it that any further communications go through him.
What? A lawyer? I can't contact you without going through someone else. This is ridiculous. Family matters should be discussed as a family. Surely you agree.
No, I don't agree. You people and I aren't family. You're strangers to me now. I don't ever want to see your faces again. I'll be blocking both yours and Riley's messages. So if you'll excuse me, have a nice life. Riley and her mom rushed over to my place in a panicked attempt to try and stop the divorce. But I'd already taken the divorce papers and a bare minimum of essential stuff, and left the house to stay at a hotel. And so I blocked Riley and her mom, leaving everything to my lawyer, who I'd been in talks with for some time. The medical certificate and photo evidence became the deciding factor. Riley was forced to pay me damages and cover my medical bills. And the divorce went without a hitch. Due to the divorce, Riley was of course no longer able to give loans to her friend's bakery, which, already being in the red, went bankrupt. Her friend was resentful and apparently started ignoring her. I heard that Riley, in her isolation, became so unstable that she started hitting her mom almost every day. She even ran crying to my lawyer, begging me to take her back. It's not my problem, so of course I'm ignoring her. Afterwards, I moved out of the apartment we'd been living together in, and rented a single-person apartment. Now I'm enjoying the peace and quiet of living on my own. Life without walking on eggshells around my wife, or nervously anticipating messages from my hateful mother-in-law is super comfy. And I feel refreshed every single day.
Contact me again after all this time? After running off with your lover and ignoring my calls? Is your heart made of iron?
I have time to contact you now because my life finally settled down recently. Sorry for all the trouble I caused you back then. It was 5 years ago, though. Isn't it time we let bygones be bygones?
You really think sorry settles this? Not only were you cheating on me almost the whole time we were together, but you ran away with your lover boy on our wedding day. What's more, he barged into the church in the middle of the ceremony, shouted, "Stop the wedding," and ran off with you. It's like something out of a TV show.
I know, right? Oh, he's so romantic. Oh, he's the best. Chad was so cool that day.
No, not so cool. Is there something wrong with your head? Me and the audience all thought it was some kind of surprise performance. So, in the spirit of going along with it, completely oblivious to the truth, we just waved you out of the church. We started thinking it was weird when you didn't come back after an hour, so ran off looking for you. But you were nowhere to be found. Everyone started panicking. You put us all through the mill that day.
Would you take a chill pill? Stop nagging me over ancient history. It's been 5 years. It's not very manly, you know.
Your poor mom fainted when she found out you ran away with another man. And your dad got on his knees and apologized to the point it made me uncomfortable. I had to apologize and return the gifts of everyone who attended the reception and the banquet. It caused me so much stress. It was a miserable time for all involved. It's natural to want to do more than just nag when someone treats you like this.
God, you're so persistent. Does the whining ever end? It's not like we were on the family register yet. You should just be pleased we didn't have to go through any legal procedures.
That's not the point, is it? Do you have any idea how much trouble you caused?
Whatever, it's old news now. The statute of limitations passed way back. Let's just put it behind us, okay? You need to stop clinging to me, Joe. I think it's time you look for someone else. Marriage is great, you know. Kids are cute, too.
I have no interest in being with you, Stacy. But before I cut off contact for good, we need to square a few things off. We're still far from even.
Square things off? What does that even mean?
The money, obviously. Compensation for breaking off the engagement, $23,000. Expenses for the wedding you ruined by running off with Loverboy, $14,000. Next, the money from my savings you stole from the house, $15,000. Finally, compensation for my car that you used to escape, $15,000. Total amount owed, $67,000. Pay up, now!
What the heck? Why should I have to pay all that money?
Because I took an awful big hit due to your actions. You ran away with your lover on our wedding day. You helped yourself to my savings and steal my car to make your escape. Don't think for 1 second you're getting away with this without paying.
You can seethe at me all you like, but that won't be happening. There's no way I can afford to pay that much. Feeding and clothing my son will only get more expensive from now on. I can't give you money I don't have.
Then get a hold of it somehow and pay up. Put all your savings together, or sell all of your assets, or take out a loan. Or all of them. I don't care. Just get me my money. Your kid is not my problem.
Nope, impossible. Surely you're not entitled to compensation just because I broke off the engagement. It's not like either of us lost anything. $23,000 is blowing it way out of proportion. I will absolutely not be paying that.
You really think that logic holds up? We exchanged engagement gifts, and I bought you a wedding ring worth over $7,500. $23,000 in compensation is perfectly appropriate. I already checked with my lawyer, and there's no doubt about it.
Well, I disagree. As for the wedding expenses, if you didn't return everyone's gift, you could have paid them. If you just kept hold of all the gifts, you could have sold them off and made more than enough to cover the wedding. It's not my fault that you were too dumb to think of that, and I will not be paying for your lack of brain cells.
You seriously think that would be acceptable? They came to celebrate us getting married. Thanks to you running off with Loverboy, what was supposed to be a wedding turned into what felt like a funeral. There's no way I could be shameless and despicable enough to accept, let alone sell the gifts those kind people gave us. Because I'm not like you.
That may be so. Still, $67,000? No can do. Nuh-uh. Nope. Can't we at least call it quits on the portion from your savings and car?
And why the hell would we do that? That's the most important part. How dare you give your lover the key to our apartment, have him sneak in, and have him steal my bank card, savings account book, and car keys? That car was brand new 2 months before you stole it. Why in God's name do you think I'd be willing to call that quits?
We were still engaged at the time I took your savings. So, when you think about it, it was actually kind of my money. If we got married, it would have really become mine, so isn't demanding I return my own money a bit strange?
That was not your money. It took years of long shifts and overtime at the office for me to save that up. Just because we were engaged doesn't somehow make it yours. The same goes for the car.
What? The car? We abandoned it by the side of the road before we left town, which means we hardly even used it. You can't seriously expect me to pay for that too?
Obviously I do. Thanks to you lowlifes abandoning my new car in the middle of nowhere, it got stripped to pieces. Everything inside was stolen. Even the frickin' tires were gone. Words can't describe my shock when I saw it. You knew how much I loved that car. You are 100% paying me compensation.
Money, money, money. It's all about money with you. You're so selfish. What happened to the car after that has nothing to do with me.
Let's just make this clear. Do you refuse to pay no matter what? For breaking off the wedding? For stealing my car?
Yeah, that's right. Me and Chad have a life together. We have a little boy to think about. Things are over between me and you, so just leave us alone. You won't get a penny out of me. Don't you dare get in the way of my happiness.
I'm calling the police.
What? The police? Why would the police have anything to do with this?
Isn't it obvious? What you did was theft. The wedding expenses and compensation are one thing, but stealing my savings and car was theft, plain and simple. If I ring the police, you'll be arrested without a doubt.
What? You're joking, right?
You'd think I'd joke about something like this? Did you think that what you did was somehow okay because I was your fiancé? Were you just not aware what you did was a crime because you're completely devoid of brain cells?
Me and Chad? Criminals? What would happen to us if we got arrested? And our son? What would happen to our son?
Well, if you ended up going to jail, you and him would be in separate prisons. As for your son, I think he'd most likely go to some kind of care or foster home. Oh, and by the way, if you do go to jail, I read the maximum sentence for what you did is about 10 years. By the time you got out, your kid would already be out of elementary school.
How could you speak so lightly of tearing a family apart? You're horrible. You're the worst. You're the incarnation of pure evil in human form. If anyone should be arrested, it's you.
Why would I be arrested? Anyway, what'll it be? Would you rather be reported to the police and be arrested as a couple in the family home? Or maybe you prefer to be arrested after graciously accepting your fate and handing yourselves in? Or maybe, just maybe, you'd rather pay up and give me my damn $67,000. If you pay me the entire $67,000 at once, I'm happy to forget I ever mention the police.
Fine, I get it. I'll give you the money. But the problem is, I don't have the money. All I can give you is $2,000. No, maybe $4,000. I'll pay back the rest in smaller installments, so please, just don't get the police involved.
$4,000? I guess that's a good start. Okay. I need you to send me it in cash money through registered mail, addressed to my lawyer. I'll send you a picture of my lawyer's business card after this.
Cash money through registered mail? Why? What's wrong with bank transferring it normally?
You really think I'd give my bank details to a thief? I don't want you knowing my address either. See to it that you send the money to me through registered mail within a week. You understand?
Yes, I get it. What the heck? They took Chad away in handcuffs. I thought we had an agreement. You said if I paid you, you wouldn't report us.
Oh, wow. They arrest him already? Wait, they didn't take you too?
I was out with our son. When we got back from grocery shopping, there was a police car parked outside of our apartment. With Kazuya inside, they took him.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You managed to escape then? You really lucked out there, huh? And there was me thinking Bonnie and Clyde would go down together. What a shame.
What the hell are you playing at? Why did you report us to the police? I sent your money, you liar!
I didn't lie about anything. Try to remember carefully. I never said I wouldn't report you just because you paid me, did I? I only said I wouldn't call the police if you paid me the entire $67,000 at once. All you gave me was $4,000.
I told you I'd pay the rest later in smaller installments. I'm not made of money, you know? I only scraped that $4,000 together in the first place because you said you wouldn't report me.
How can I trust the word of someone like you? You already betrayed me more times than I can count. I can't trust anything other than payment through the proper channels. That's why I went out of my way to make it clear to you that I needed cash money sent through registered mail.
No way. Did you intend to report me from the get-go? Did you lie about not wanting to tell me your bank number and address too?
Like I said, I haven't lied about anything. Not wanting to tell you my bank details or where I live is the honest truth. But my actual objective was figuring out your address. This was always going to happen sooner or later, you know. I already filed a police report 5 years ago.
You lying, deceitful, swindling, good-for-nothing trickster lowlife! You're the devil! Are you satisfied now that you've ruined my happiness?
How could I possibly be satisfied? This pales in comparison with what you did to me. You cheated on me and dumped me at the altar on our wedding day. You stole my money, you stole my car, and then you ran away and blanked me for 5 whole years. I suffered with such soul-crushing depression, I had to see a doctor at one point. But you got married. You had a son. Not a care in the world. Not a shred of conscience over what you did to me. Satisfied, she says. Give me a break.
What does any of that have to do with me? It's not my problem! Ugh, whatever. Forget it. I have to give up on Chad now. I've got no choice but to escape with my son. I have to protect my son at all costs!
That was all it took for you to dump Loverboy? To think you ran off with him so dramatically on our wedding day.
Ugh, shut up, shut up, shut up!
Well, what do I care? You want to escape? You go right ahead. Of course, your sentence will only get longer. I am curious, though. Where exactly do you plan on escaping to? After having just lost a huge sum of money and having a kid to take care of?
Are you even human? I'll never forgive you for this. You won't get your own way. I mean it. Remember that!
You don't have to tell me. I could never forget. Just like you said, I'm persistent. After that, Stacy really did try escaping with her son. But the police managed to find her pretty quickly since she couldn't even afford a train ticket. Be honest, I did want them both to go on trial and serve hard time. But when I thought about what it would do to Stacy's brothers, sisters, parents, and her innocent son, I couldn't bring myself to press charges. We settled out of court for the total cost of the damages, plus an extra $15,000 for the trouble. Her parents helped her shoulder the burden, and I received all the money in one payment. Stacy and Chad are currently being treated like workhorses at a company run by one of her relatives, to pay off the debt they owe to her parents as a result of our settlement. By the way, Stacy's brother and his wife are looking after her son now. I hear he's growing into a healthy wee lad. I would have felt bad for him being raised by a pair of pea-brained dimwits like those two, though I think it's probably for the best. As for me, I used some of the settlement money to get myself a brand new car. Having my car so casually stolen like that was the most shocking part of the whole affair for me. So I really splashed out this time. For now, I'm not thinking about getting remarried. I'm just enjoying my days driving around tearing things up in my new car.